Hey everybody, this is Brittany here with Surfing Waves of Light. Today I was inspired to make a video about the light body. I've been feeling into this topic for a long time, and I wanted to make a video quite a few times about it, but I was unable to because I felt like more information was going to come. So today I am going to share with you a couple of the keynote points that my guides have shared with me about the light body. Then I will channel a message from them. And part of why the light body is coming up for me, for us, for our energy this week, today, in general, is because we are in the midst of really big transitions. And a lot of us are used to being in our physical bodies. And our physical bodies are going to feel really weird right now. Physical circumstances are going to seem very strange right now. And a lot of the reassurances are going to come from the light body. The light body is going to be the one that tells you that it's okay. It's going to be the area of feeling that will be essential for knowing yourself as love and knowing that you will manage this transition no matter what craziness seems to appear outside. I will end this video with a recording of a song I really love called Change by Big Thief. I made it a few weeks ago or maybe last week. And it's a really nice recording, and it feels thematic with the message that I'm about to bring through. So here we go. All right, so the first key I want to talk about with the light body is the breath. As a means to improving myself, to improving my relationship with others, and to improving some sleep apnea issues I've dealt with my entire life, I'm currently working with a breathwork coach. I will put her website in the description below. Her name is Julie Hill. She's a wonderful being. Today, she assigned me to practice breathing through my nose as I'm talking. And so you will notice in this video, as I'm consciously speaking as myself, I'm going to be taking pauses to breathe in through my nose instead of my typical speech and breathing pattern, which would be me speaking fast and breathing in and out of my mouth. There are a lot of benefits to breath work, especially breathing through your nose. Benefits for your lungs, for your teeth, for your mouth, for your skin and the shape of your face. And I learned a lot about those breathing positives in the book Breath. Forget who wrote that. I'll link it in the description. I'm going to write a little note for me to do that. So, when we are breathing in and out of our nose, it is one of the best ways to be in our light bodies. When we're breathing out of our mouth, it is a sure sign that we are in our externally facing place. So let me show you the image, or describe to you the image that the guides are showing me. The external body, it's like the physical body. These are both energetic, but we have access to them at the same time. It's just a matter of which one we want to access. So our external body feels like our physical body. It's an armor we place around ourselves. You can be sure that you're in your external body when you are feeling like you're pushing through, like you're rushing, like you don't feel well, but you need to go on to the next thing. You're not able to just relax and feel into yourself. A lot of times the external body, it's what it really is it's the focus. We move from our internal loving light selves into the external world, which is what the whole practice of the Course, what the whole practice of spirituality at this time is trying to help us move out from. We're so used to pushing through on the day-to-day. We're so used to white knuckling through our days, through our times, through years, that getting into the light body and feeling that aspect of ourselves is very important. The light body actually tells us how we really feel. So I know for myself, when I'm sometimes making decisions, I may move into a decision from my external body. This is the body that is trying to meet other expectations, that is trying to get stuff done, that has attachments to this world that aren't the ones that are the same priority for the light body. For those of you that do the Course in Miracles, you will know that when you're doing that practice, a lot of times we're asked to leave the external world and come into ourselves. This is the light body. A lot of times also, if we're constantly pushing through on life, what we will notice is that we will be forced into the light body through a sickness, an ailment, or a pain. And that will seem like a punishment, when in fact it's actually our spirit's protective mechanism to keep us from getting completely lost in the external reality. If there were never any pain, any sadness, any worry, guilt, fear, or shame, it would be a lot easier for our consciousnesses to be completely happy, be completely satisfied, be completely at peace with the external world. But we know from the Course, from our spiritual teachings, that we are love, and love, God, the universe, embodied, is a being that sits and allows all to come to them. And that's what the light body does. When we are focused and living through our light body, which is a much more gentler, compassionate experience, where in that light body, we can attract a lot more to us. So a lot of times people may wonder, well, why do affirmations and intentions and visualizations work for some people and not for others? Or why can some people heal cancer through their mind work and others cannot? What I've been guided for myself to know is that those who are able to do it, they're really able to move into their light body. That's where they're coming from. Whereas other beings might not be able to go past that surface, of course, because we've been so trained into that surface. And so again, they will actually be doing the affirmations, but it will be on the external level. And so the light body is not being accessed. That's why I feel I was guided into doing energy work. Because we are all, myself included, I was like this for 26 or 7 years, very physically focused. We're very in the world. This is challenging for me. And so the whole point of being in the light body is to be able to perceive the world, to be able to be embodied as a physical being, but also know ourselves as the creator. And so the energy work, because it places us into that deep parasympathetic relaxation, the same thing that breathing through our nose and not through our mouth does. It allows beings who have been in the physical body for 199% of their lives to slowly begin to have the experience of being in the light body. And the light body is not going to be our main source of discretion and information at first. Many times there are things on the external plane, on the external body, that need to be addressed to even go into the light body. That's how twisted and sort of intense this world can be. But as soon as we find one path to the light body, one tunnel, one cylinder, it's impossible for the external body to ignore because of the feelings it elicits. And that's why experiences are so great at teaching, because they don't leave a sentence in a mind. Again, for those of you practicing the Course, you may have read a sentence from the Course and felt nothing. But when we have an experience, that experience is embodied, whether in our external physical bodies, energetically or physically, or into our light bodies. And it helps us to recognize the difference. It helps us to understand embodiedly, in an embodied sense, really understand who we are, what our purpose is, and get our priorities straight. because we feel it fully, not because we're thinking it into existence, not because we're doing an action through thought. So the light body is really important in these upcoming times because it is a little crazy out there. You may have noticed that people are passing away. You may have noticed that there's big transitions right now, moving, changes, relationships ending. And so these things are all happening because the unconditionally loving world that is not yet in play is ready to come to play. We have, as a collective consciousness, made it to a point where we have decided we've really truly had enough of this level, and we are up leveling. And anytime there's an up leveling, especially in a society where most of the things are not loving, many things have to break down. And so that's what we're going through. So if you're really physically in your body, this time may seem really hard. But if you move into your light body, and for those of you who haven't had a lot of experience in the light body, if you've ever gotten sick and you start to feel chills or sort of that tingly sensation, that's a little key into the light body, because when we come into this realm, we as an energy, as a part of oneness, we set a limit to the amount of physical, mental, and spiritual, emotional suffering that we will experience. So when we have been in our external body too long, we're rushing around, we're doing too many things, we're focused on non-loving priorities, or in the physical too long, what will happen is the higher consciousness of ourselves, our God selves that's fully aware of its God self, we're not fully aware of our God self, steps in and initiates a connection to the light body through illness or through pain. And so really we can only experience pain and illness through the external body, because it's the light body lovingly saying, remember me, remember you don't have to do all this, remember the world isn't that real, remember that the things here aren't worth your peace of mind, remember that we are here to be God, we are here to know ourselves as the creator. And something the guides have really asked me to do a lot lately is think about, what would God incarnate look like if we're all meant to recognize ourselves as God, as the universe, as creator? What does God look like? And so the answer that I've gotten, that I've felt into, is he or she would be this very majestic being who just sits and watches and is loving and holds space, knowing that God has everything it ever needs, doesn't need anything. So in any interaction it has with others, with physical objects, with nature, with beings, of dog and plant, he would be very kind. He would be very giving. He would know that he is all the things. He would be majestic. And so the image they keep giving me as I go through my lessons, again, working through a lot of anger, that's one of my big lessons. The image they keep giving me is to remember myself as a queen, to think of myself as a queen, as a king, as a creator. How would a queen move through a situation? Because when my anger or shame or guilt or fear comes up, what's really coming up is some lack I see. I'm angry because I don't have enough. I'm angry because I'm not getting enough from this person. I'm upset because I don't see why someone else got something that I wanted, or why isn't my life where I think it should be from my physical body, my ego perspective. So as we move into this new time, one of the gifts that comes with up leveling is we get more power. And now the universe, our guides, are soft to give us more power, because if we have a lot of unloving thoughts, if we're walking around as a jester, as a pauper, if we're embodying these other roles that are archetypes that are not the full God essence, what can happen is our creations can go amiss. So as we continue to set our intention for purity of thought, to set our intention to be in the light body, the ruler, the majest, the queen, the king, these beings are kind, they are loving, then we create from there. More power can be given. We unlock more of the power. But if we are still having places or people or things that we are not fully able to relate to kindly, or we can't even be nice to them, well, the power gets turned down because they are not even really allowing crazy karmic situations to occur anymore. We're sort of moving out of that phase. Not to say that things won't come up, but our discernment will be much more clear. And just as God would not look upon a negative situation and focus on it, people in our lives that do not lift us up, people in our lives that bring us down, people in our lives that create a container, we are starting to have the discernment to not allow any new people into our lives with those situations. We have learned that we are more worthy than interacting with those energies. So a lot of times we think we need to interact with an energy because we need something, but the energies have gotten high enough in feeling, our light bodies have shown through enough for a lot of us that we're recognizing that, oh, it's just not even worth it to go down that road with those people or that kind of energy, because that kind of energy will not be worth it to interact with. It will create karma, and we are being asked to continually utilize our discernment, and discernment is of the Creator. Discernment is of kings and queens. They discern on which countries or energies or people or other fellow leaders they choose to involve themselves with. And so for a while we did not have a choice. We were placed ourselves really into a birth situation. And then what we did was we allowed ourselves many years of unconsciousness, but now at this time we are moving out of unconsciousness into discernment, into our kingdom, into our queendom. And that's really what this election has shown us. It is not so much the physical of who won or what's going to happen with that. It's actually us stepping up and empowering ourselves to step into our leadership, into our presidency, into our queendom. So a little bit back to that. And the best way that we can rule over our sovereign being, over our communities, over ourselves, is through the light body, is through being in tune with the light body. And so being in the light body is that feeling of, in meditation, that feeling of a walk when you're not thinking of anything else, that feeling of neutrality, of joy, of lightness, truly. And from the light body, you may feel more inspired to relax. You may feel more inspired to go within. You may feel more inspired to surround yourself with gentler people. Is that not what universe embodied, God embodied, a queen or king embodied would do? It is. So as you are moving into your light bodies, as you are bringing in more balance and relaxation, trusting that if you're meant to get something done, or you feel like you need to get something done for a date or a time, an event or a holiday, hear a lot of people talking about, Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas, all this time. It's a time of hustle and bustle. But really, this is a transition into the darker season. And it's in the darker season, in the cold season, where many beings are also placed in their light bodies, a bit more, because they're not so out in the world. And again, we do not, I'm channeling now, we do not want you to be in your homes all the time, or in yourselves all the time. We want to balance as a creator God would embody, balance the internal and the external. But we, as you know, and what we will share is that you have been in the external for far too long, and now there is a bit of a rebound that needs to occur, a rebound into the light body. So the guidance from the guides today, as I bring them through, is to practice being in your light body. Practice breathing through your nose. Practice meditation. Practice energy work or anything that puts you into the light body. Less physical movement, more gentleness, kindness, relaxation for the self. This is going to be extremely key as we go through these times. Nothing really truly dangerous or unsettling is going to occur, but the physical body may feel that way. We want you to know that you are all divinely protected. We want you to know that you are all guided on a deep, deep level, and that there is nothing that you need to do or need to worry about. You can just be. You can just allow what the new opportunities that come, use your discernment, and know that many doors are opening as these other doors are closing. Use the light body to guide you, and if you are having trouble getting into your light body, have this being help you. We have been practicing with her for years. She is well practiced and is continuing to deepen her practice every day. So that is the message from me, the guides and teachers, me practicing my nose breathing, which you can probably tell is a little bit difficult. It's taken a lot of focus to channel and breathe through my nose at the same time. And I think I only breathed through my mouth like a few times. Pretty good. So I love you guys all so much. I hope you enjoy this musical part of myself that I'm sharing. And if you're having trouble getting into the light body, this song, I set an intention to transfuse into this song energies of transmutation, energies of love, energies of whatever beings need right now to feel, to release, to be able to relax more into the knowing that only good is coming for all of us as we transition from physical beings into physical beings who are less tied to the world, to physical beings who are really not tied to the world, to the pure experience of love. And that's what we're here to experience as we move through this transition. I love you all so very much. I'm very appreciative to each and every one of you who take the time to listen to these videos. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down in the chat. Please like, subscribe, and share this information if it resonates or you feel like anyone would benefit from it. Sending you guys all lots of love, and I will see you at another video. Enjoy the music. Bye.